I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but I like it's know what you're telling me.
Hello?
Hey Thomas, how you doing today? I'm just around the corner and I should be there in just a minute or two.
Okay, I'll see you in a sec.
The info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in, talk up their body, another.
Good morning, Mr. Mosley.
Good morning, Thomas. How are you today?
I'm great. I really appreciate you picking me up this morning, giving me a ride to school since my car's in the shop.
My pleasure. I'm happy to help out a Tartan with a carpool to school. I see you, and I'm glad to be with you this morning.
Nice.
So, what do you say? Should we listen to some music
Yeah, let's do it.
and sing along? I
Nah.
don't think so. So, what were you having?
The weather's
for
been
breakfast? Well, the weather
And
is
then it's, you go.
No, you're the guest in the car today. I'm going to let you lead the conversation.
Okay, well, since we have a few minutes till we get to school, I guess I've always wondered, how are things at St. Margaret's?
Well, I couldn't be more excited about where we are as a school right now. Our upward trajectory continues as it's linked to our strategic plan and our innovation growth strategy, where on all fronts I see our Tartans excelling in the classroom, on the athletic field, on the stage, in the art studios. When I think about standardized test scores and how they compare against peers across the country, whether it's through ERB scores, ACT, SAT, or AP portfolio, our kids continue to excel beyond national standards. So super excited about that. Our commitment to service learning and the differences that are being made in the lives of so many around the St. Margaret's community by our committed Tartans to our service learning program is really extraordinary. When I think about college placement, we're outpacing the market with incredible opportunities for our amazing young Tartans for college and university and beyond. So on many fronts, we're super excited about where we are, but as an educational institution, standing still means we're falling behind. So we're always looking for ways to improve. So our commitment to excellence is beyond comparison. And for now, I'm super excited about our trajectory, but there's always more work to be done.
Cool beans. And business-wise, are we doing okay?
Business-wise, we are so blessed with incredible love and support and leadership at the board level that provides the guidance necessary to continue to manage an organization as large as St. Margaret's. As we are a school with a budget north of $38 million and an endowment that's grown to about 13 plus, it's important that we continue to manage our resources, our expectations, and programs in a fiscally responsible manner. So we have a budget that we put together each and every year that we manage to a modest surplus, if not to a zero balance each year. In terms of annual fund, we set a goal each year to fill that tuition gap between what we actually are charging and what it actually costs. And so what does that really mean? I know you didn't ask that question, but I'm going to tell you the answer. There's about a $1,500 delta between what we're charging and what it costs, and that's made up through the annual fund. I share the figure that 95% of our parent community is contributing in some way, whether it's to the annual fund, the Tartan Tee-Off.
And that's outside of tuition.
Outside of tuition.
But not even 96% of people are paying full tuition, as in families.
That's exactly right. No, I'm glad you picked up on that.
So is that 96% of people paying full tuition, or is that 96% of families in all, and they're just families on financial aid who still feel the need to give?
Exactly right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, and that further illustrates my point of the unconditional love and support, where we have families on financial aid that really understand the importance of their support as well as anybody else's, and they jump in and as I like to say, are all in.
Wow.
as part of the Tartan community.
Wow.
And it's important for us to continue to build the endowment as well. Endowment helps to offset tuition increases, helps to pay for faculty salaries and benefits, which, by the way, make up 3/4 of the $38 million budget. The 3/4 of that budget from faculty salaries and benefits is the most important expenditure in our budget because our professional community, quite frankly, is our greatest asset. You know, we're blessed with beautiful buildings, amazing resources, but without the right people, we're not St. Margaret's. And so for us, when we're charging the tuition that we are, we know that our parents understand it's to pay for and support our amazing faculty and staff at St. Margaret's. So for us, the faculty salaries and benefits is absolutely essential and is the heart of the budget building process for us. And again, when we build a budget, it's really not that complex. This is how I try to make it simple for people to understand.
Okay.
There's really 3 levers, okay? 1, everybody's in favor of competitive faculty salaries. 2, everybody would like to have small tuition increases. And 3, okay, and this is the kicker, everybody would also like to have small class sizes.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so with the 3 levers, here's the trick. You get to pick 2, and you can move them in a positive direction. And the third
But one of them's got to take the hit.
is going to take the hit.
Got it.
So you're either going to have smaller salaries, larger classes. Okay, so you get the idea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So while it is a big budget, it's quite simple in how it all turns out.
I heard the announcement about the new student commons and the recent land acquisition. Does tuition cover that as well?
This is one of those questions that comes up periodically where people are somewhat confused, but rest assured, the tuition dollars go directly to the student experience, the experience that our kids are having each and every day in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, and throughout. New buildings, part of capital projects, or land acquisition is strictly funded through gifts that have been raised for those specific purposes or initiatives. So no tuition dollars go to capital projects or land acquisition. So really, again, we want to be sure that people understand tuition dollars go directly to their child's experience.
While I have you here, I wanted to ask more about the endowment.
Well,
Did I hear somebody say endowment?
oh my,
Mr. Westhead, what are you doing
Hey,
here?
guys? Well, you know, the Board of Trustees, we're always in the background, not necessarily in the back seat. And we're not backseat drivers because we're not involved in the regular operations of the school. The board's work really is more long-term oriented. We help establish the strategic plan, we help oversee the school's finances, and we support the head of school in pursuit of the mission and the strategic plan. So let's get back to your endowment question. The endowment is a permanent pool of capital that generates income that we can use to help offset tuition increases. We can also use it for financial aid, so we can support those families who otherwise would not have the opportunity to send their children to St. Margaret's.
Well, it's interesting because the board's commitment has enabled the endowment to grow from $1.3 million to almost $14 million today. We are super excited about the growth of the endowment, and these monies will be available for future generations of Tartans for years to come.
That's right, and we've still got a long way to go, but we are super proud of the accomplishments that we've made, and future generations of Tartans will look back and really be thankful for the work that our community is doing today.
Wow, that's fantastic growth. But how does it work? I think I have someone who can help us quantify this. Is it all right if we make one more stop?
Absolutely.
Great, and I'll just disappear into the background again.
All right, thank you, Mr. Westhead.
See ya.
Got it.
Oh, here she is.
All right, perfect. Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Soche.
Good morning. Thanks so much for picking me up. I really needed a ride to school.
Absolutely.
How are we all doing?
great. We were just talking about the school's endowment and how it's grown by millions every year. I was just wondering how that works.
Oh, well, it's a good thing that I have my trusted graphing calculator right here. By my calculations, the endowment has experienced an annualized growth of almost 34%. Wow. Of course, the interest income contribution is 3% of the average of balance of the last 12 quarters.
Wow. Well, that certainly makes sense.
100%.
Well, this has been really informative, and I feel like the school is in great hands both today and going into the future. Thank you for the ride, Mr. Mosley.
Absolutely, and I hope we got you here on time for F Block. There will be no late pass or excuse coming from the head of school.
That's perfect. Thank you.
All right, let's all have a great day, and go Tartans.
Go Tartans. We hope you enjoyed this Tartan Carpool. Stay tuned for the next report on the 2020 State of St. Margaret's.